Hi guys, this is Stephanie from Shevelkin Designs, and I just wanted to go over really quickly with you, like as a part one of how to make my granny square sweater. This sweater I used category 4, blah, 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 blah. I used a category 4 100% acrylic yarn. Not affiliated, do not get paid for this, so this just happens to be the yarn that I absolutely love. Is Basic Stitch by Lions Brand yarn. And so this is the yarn that I used, and you don't have to use this yarn. Obviously you can use whatever category 4, but mine is with acrylic. If you use cotton or a different type of yarn, then it might drape a little bit differently, but I used 100% acrylic and category 4. I used a 6mm hook for the entire project except for the edging. The edging, I used a 4.5mm hook. So to do it exactly how I did it, then you would need 2 hooks. For the body, you would need the 6mm, and for the edging, you would need a 4.5mm hook. So, but all of it is done with category 4 100% acrylic yarn. You will need a needle to weave in all your ends, and measuring tape is up to you. Now, how you figure out your sizing for the sweater, there's couple different ways. The way that I did it was I grabbed one of my favorite sweatshirts and laid it flat, and then I took the measurement across. And that is how I knew how large to make my granny square. So that's one way of doing it. Another way you can do it is take your body measurements, and I would say maybe whatever point of your body measurement is the largest is how wide you would want to make it. Not completely, so if you take a full measurement around, you're not going to make the square that whole length. You're going to cut it in half because you are doing a front panel, a back panel, an arm, and an arm. So there's 4 granny squares total, and they are all exactly the same size. So that is how I made the sweater. If you can make the granny square, you need to make it 4 of them completely the same, and then we seam them all together. So how many colors is completely up to you, and my one I did 3 different colors, the other one I did 6 different colors. Depending on how you want to end it, like on a specific color, will also could adjust your size, so be aware of that. Like my black and white one, I didn't want to end on a white, so I added an extra round to end on the black and white instead. And so that made it a little bit larger, but I was perfectly fine with that, and I love the way that it fits. So something that's so great about this pattern is that you can adjust it as much as you want. There's no set way in doing this. So you can make it as large or as small as you would like. You just keep extending until you get to the point that is where you want it to be. And then if you always need to test, then you can attach at the top and drape it over you and see if that's fitting how you want it to fit. Otherwise, you can adjust. So that is how I made the sweater measurement-wise. I think that that's everything that you need to make the sweater. And in the next video, I will start making one, showing you how to do the granny squares. It is a typical granny square where I start with the magic ring in the center, and I do 1, 2, 3, 4 clusters, and each cluster is 3 double crochets. And for the first round, each one has 2 chains in between the clusters. So every corner is going to have 2 chains, and then as you work your way out, in between each cluster we'll have 1 chain. And that's just the way that I did it. And you can adjust it. The more chains you put, the bigger the gaps will be. Or if you don't put any chains, then obviously it'll be tighter. But that will adjust your sizing as well. So just be aware that adjusting things you might want to like put it down and take measurements just to check yourself. But in the next video, I'll start doing it, and I'll show you how I do the granny square, and I'll show you how I change colors, and then I just make 4 of them. So I hope that was helpful. I hope this information gets you figuring out your sizing that you want to do, because that's going to be the first step, is figuring out, okay, how big am I going to have to make my granny squares? So go grab your favorite sweater, go grab your favorite t-shirt, or grab a measuring tape. Well, you're going to need a measuring tape anyway. And you can use it to measure yourself, like I said, or measure your shirt or sweater flat. And that is going to give you how big you're going to need to make your granny square. So, okay guys, I will start working on that next video for you, and I look forward to starting our sweater together. Thanks guys. Bye.